A claps.
Poppin' Tea Squad, it's me Keisha, and I am here with this week's All Tea All Shade Real Housewives of Potomac Season 7 Episode 14 review. Let's get right into it. The episode picks up exactly where last week's left off, with Karen and Charisse going heads up. They finally are having the confrontation that Charisse has been searching for since she has been back this season. Charisse wanted this, Roberto wanted this, and knock-knee Giselle wanted this as well. So they going back and forth, yelling in each other's faces, cursing and everything. They're finally able to calm down enough to sit down, and Karen finally lets the other ladies know what her issue is with Charisse outside of the Mr. Blue Eyes mess that she pulled years ago. And Karen said that, she questioned Charisse's genuineness when she came to her mother's funeral uninvited. Karen also did a YouTube video on her YouTube channel over the weekend going into detail about the whole funeral situation. So she clarified that she and Charisse were not friends. They had not spoken in years. Her mom passed away. Charisse came to the funeral uninvited. Her family felt some type of way about it, and she and her family was like, as long as she don't bring it up on the show, then everything is fine. The next time she saw Karen, that's the first thing that she did was bring it up on the show while filming that she came to support her. And she said, and I quote, in the flashback scene that the producer showed, you see Karen and Charisse having a conversation, and Charisse was like, I'm the only one that came to support you at your mom's funeral. What is that necessary to the conversation for? Is that a way of you trying to be like, I'm your real friend, they aren't, you should be my friend again, a la aka help me get back onto the show? It is given very much thirsty. It is given a way for you to get back in, and it was disingenuous, like Karen thought it was, because what did that have to be brought up for? That the other girls didn't come. Maybe the other girls weren't invited. How about that? Maybe that's why none of the other girls were there, because Karen didn't want them to be there. And then here you come showing up to somebody's mama funeral that you don't even talk to. That's weird. Weird, bro. You sat up there on national television, accuse this woman of cheating on her husband. Why would you think that she would want you at her mama's funeral? Make it make sense. And here come Roberto and her buff shoulders talking about so basically you've been lying saying you're good when you're really not, to Karen. Her saying she good don't mean that it's hunky-dory between them. Her saying that she's good meaning I'm good. I see her for who she is. I don't mess with her. And I can be cordial and I can keep it moving. I don't have to have a conversation about it. I don't have to tell you why I don't like you, why we're not friends, because you already know. So Robin, you and your broad shoulders can have several seats and mind your business. Oh my God. Robin irks my uterus. Oh my gosh, she gets on my nerves. So then here go Giselle and her baseball bat legs in her confessional, talking about some who clout chases going 4 hours to no man land to support you without cameras. That's called support, Karen. Just say thank you. No, it's not, weirdo. That's weirdo behavior to arrive at somebody's family's funeral when y'all don't even talk to each other. Make it make sense. The only reason why you would come is for clout chasing, because i.e. once again, when she brought it up, she made it her business to say, I was the only one that showed up for you at your mom's funeral. Nobody asked you to come. How about that? And when they're going back and forth, and Karen said something about Charisse not being able to keep friends or something because she be telling people business or be going after people. Charisse says that Karen went to rehab and that she knows this because one of Karen's old friends told her that Karen went to rehab years ago and they went and broke her out and they went to have a good time. This story sounds ridiculous. It really honestly sounds ridiculous. ridiculous. Karen got a drinking problem. I got a drinking problem. Karen makes it her business not to even really drink like that on camera. She's only let loose like that one time, and that was a few seasons ago. And I believe that was the season when they were at Monique's house in Monique's cabin, and Karen got toasted. She got drunk or whatever. If Karen was an alcoholic like that, first of all, she wouldn't be able to drink, period. You know what I'm saying? If it was that bad, it would have been brought up by now by Ray, her children. Somebody would have made mention of it by now. Second of all, alcoholics don't get to choose when they drink and when they don't drink. Okay? Like, please. Like, she's been waiting for this moment so she can come at Karen with all of these bags of tricks that she been holding on to, of things that she couldn't wait to say to Karen. It's so obvious that Charisse, Robin, and Giselle got together and said they're gonna come after Karen this season. And Giselle and Robin basically co-signed the whole thing. Giselle played friendly, like, okay, we gonna be cool this season, me and Karen, whatever. But the whole time she was plotting on her. And y'all tricks are just so tired. They're so tired. But what tickled me was in the midst of this conversation, this argument, Karen says, I can't even go to Safeway no more. What? Where did that come from that she can't go to Safeway? Safeway is a grocery store if you don't know. And I'm just like, what they got to do with anything? Is it because that same Safeway Charisse go to it and she don't even want to run into her? Is that the issue? Mia was like, why are you going to Safeway? That tickled me. So Charisse was like, you the one that was dating a married man. And Karen was like, you so dusty and dated. Baby, somebody call you dusty and dated, honey, you might as well just crawl under a rock. But once again, like I said, all of this stuff about going to rehab and Karen dating a married man, all of this is stuff that she been wanting to say to Karen. She's been waiting for this moment. All of that, she want to be cool with Karen. That was nonsense. You've been waiting on this moment, and you tried and you failed miserably, because at the end of the day, if Karen is or has food around on Ray, none of us as the viewers care. We rooting for Karen to get her back broke by somebody else, because we know Ray old ass ain't laying no pipe down no more. Karen is still a very beautiful, vivacious, sexy woman that deserves to get her back cracked. We want Karen to cheat. Y'all not doing nothing. After dinner, we see Mia and Jacqueline go have a one-on-one talk while the other girls went down to the hotel bar and were dancing and drinking. So they go into Jacqueline's room. They sit down on the bed, and Jacqueline, was like, basically, what's up with you? Like, you doing a lot. And she was like, and for you to make an accusation like the one you made, I felt like you were insinuating Gordon and me like had messed around or something. And why are you saying things that are lies? And Mia was like, what did I say that it was a lie? And Jacqueline was like, Mia, like, really, really opening my legs to marry men. And Mia was like, Jacqueline, just own it. And Mia was like, on what? On what? She was like, girl, I'm trying to help you, but you just don't want to take my advice. So Mia get up and grab her purse, and Jacqueline was like, what? So Gordon wasn't married when you started dating him? And Mia was like, yeah, and I owned it. I slept with a married man. I don't have a problem with it. Obviously you don't. We all see that you don't, and that you are a whore from the 90s. So Jacqueline was like, this relationship is over. You're disgusting. You sold your soul, and you're a bitch. And Mia leaves the room. And I agree with Jacqueline. It's obvious that Mia is doing whatever to keep her position on this show. And if that means basically thumbing her nose to a 30-year friendship, then she is willing to do that. Like, she is willing to use her friendship with Jacqueline as a sacrificial lamb to continue to have reality television fame. And that says a lot about her. It says a lot about her integrity and her morals and her values. And it's honestly sad to watch that you would throw your friend of 30 years like that under the bus when she has done nothing from what we have seen but have your back. But Everything about Mia is very superficial, very plastic, very materialistic, and she has no allegiance to anybody because I don't even think she really know no better. I really honestly don't. She grew up in a messed up situation and it shows with her behavior. Like she has no loyalty to anybody. For her to get on national television and be so callous about the fact that you were sleeping with a married man, I hope that she realizes the same way you got him is the same way you'll lose him. And I hope, and I wish this for her, that Gordon end up leaving her for somebody even younger and better. I really hope she do, because she need to feel that. She need to feel what she did, because that's wrong on so many levels. And she gloating about it, joking about it like that is cute. You're a home wrecker, bro. You and him. Y'all both trifling. And then y'all wonder why y'all going through the things y'all going through with them joint chiropractic locations that y'all got, that you said that his brother took over and pushed y'all out. Let me tell you something. Karma comes back in ways you never anticipate or think of. You might think that you'll get your karma by him leaving you for somebody else, and that still could very well happen. But karma is coming back to both of y'all through them businesses that made y'all rich. Yeah. Next day, the ladies go out to the beach because Ashley is having some type of yoga session with the girls. And we see Giselle and Mia heading towards the beach. And Giselle said, fuck it, I'm going to have the ham hocks out tonight. Today. She had them legs on full display. Don't Giselle legs look like two turkey legs? Giselle legs look like two turkey legs from Six Flags. You can't tell me Giselle ain't got gout. You cannot tell me this lady ain't got gout or swollen cankles. Like, them legs is thick, honey. Them legs is always on swole. You can't tell me she ain't got them old deaconess church lady legs. Child, she got the worst legs in Hollywood. I cannot. Aaron and Candace sit out on the whole yoga sesh and they have a little kiki. And I must say, I lived for Candace beach hat and her swimsuit. It was giving rich bitch fantasies and I loved it. I did not, however, like that thick ass bob. That bob was so thick and fat and dry looking. Oh no, ma'am. That wig was horrible. But the rest of the outfit, fierce, honey. Fierce. So they're sitting down talking and Candace asks Karen, like, basically how she felt about everything that happened between her and Charisse. And Karen was like, what happened proved that I was right. But I could be cordial. But, you know, it proved once again that I was right about everything that I felt about this chick. At lunch, the ladies are sitting down and Karen asks Ashley and Candace, like, what's going on between them? And Ashley was like, basically, I brought Deborah because I thought that you would want to know. It wasn't because I was trying to be malicious or funny. I thought that you would want to know what was being said. So Candace was like, a lot of the way that you think about relationships is because the relationship you are now out of had toxic notes and had trust issues. My hope for you is that you receive a relationship where you don't have to feel like I need to know if a B is talking to my man. I don't need to know that because I know my man. And Mia was like, period. So I was like, come on, Candace. I got to give it to Candace. That was a great read, being nice, nasty. But I also feel like there was some genuineness to that read. But she gathered Ashley and her forehead up real quick. So Ashley was like, you know, I can admit there has been toxic notes in my relationship. I understand how I would approach a situation is not how you would. So I apologize. And Candace was like, you know, I feel like when we get to a good place and then you go and do things that keep us from moving forward. And Ashley was like, I will say that I probably am harboring resentment for how insensitive you were at difficult times in my life. You weren't compassionate about losing a baby, and here you are now trying to get pregnant. So I would have thought that you would have said, I'm sorry. And I agree. They both have done horrible things to each other throughout the years, but one of the most horrible things I think that Candace has done on this show is say that girl lied about being pregnant. That was just too far. It was too much, and it was just nasty. It was honestly nasty, and she has been owed Ashley an apology. Did she even say she was sorry? I think she said she was sorry. I don't remember. Wendy was like, can you both just move forward without rehashing the past at this point? Because she was like, when we all get together, just the three of us, we have a good old time. So they agreed that at this point, they're going to leave the past in the past and move forward. I don't think that that's really worked. I think that at the reunion, it's going to get really spicy between the two. So after lunch, back at the hotel lobby, see Ashley and Charisse at the bar. And Ashley says to Charisse, I'm so proud of you for sticking up for yourself when it comes to Karen. And I'm like, okay, so you squash one beef with Candace and then start up another one with Karen. What you mean you happy that you stuck up for yourself? Shut up, Ashley. And this is why people don't like you or that iPhone you call a forehead, ma'am, because you messy. You messy and you fake and you fugazi. Like, Karen ain't did nothing to you for you to even go there. Like, sit down. Please sit down. So then Charisse in her confessional telling some, even when my dad died, I think that Karen sent me a text message and I think it was just one line. Once again, ma'am, she owed you nothing. Y'all aren't friends. Just because you decided to run to her mama's funeral uninvited don't mean that she had to give you the same condolences. She don't owe you nothing, but Karen came with the receipts tonight and showed that she sent more than just a one line text message to her concerning when her father died. On September 21st, 2018 at 9:23 a.m., Karen texts Charisse and says, Charisse, my family and I want to extend our condolences on the passing of your father. Know that God is in charge and he is at rest. If there's anything I can do, please let me know. When time permits, I would like the address where flowers are being received. If there is a charity you would like us to donate in memory of, please advise. Again, both you and your family are in our thoughts and prayers. Love, Karen. And Charisse responded, thank you, Karen. Your kindness and thoughtful words mean a lot during this difficult time. Now, considering everything that you have done since being on this show, all the backstabbing and conniving and plotting and planning that you've done against Karen, you better be happy she even did that, because most people wouldn't have gave a damn and wouldn't have sent you nothing. So then for you to get on TV once again and lie, telling us she just sent me like a little one line text message. Like, this lady ain't got receipts. Like, people don't keep text messages. Like, it further reiterates why you don't need to be on this show and why you are thirsty, like Karen said, and why you are trying to figure out and finagle any way to get back onto this show after you got fired season 2, ma'am. You're not interesting. Nobody likes you. You big and buff. You look like a goddamn chuck roast. Girl, get out of here. You look like a man in a dress. Please have several. That night, all the ladies head to dinner, and somebody asked Robin about this wedding. I don't know why anybody cared at this point. But she was like, I don't even know if I need a wedding, like a traditional wedding. We're just going to get married the day after my brother-in-law's wedding in Jamaica. Y'all so cheap, first of all. Just cheap. Who does that? I don't care if it is the day after. You don't go to somebody else's wedding vacation and then do the same and get married at the same place and location. That is so crass and tacky. But this is Robin. She just screams tackiness. But like Karen said in Karen's confessional, bull S. Girl, it's been 7 years. You don't want your mama or your daddy there. Why? You don't want no wedding, Robin? Because your ass ain't getting married. Period. Point blank. I'm so sick of you. Andy's sick of you. The network is sick of you. And I hope that you are not returning next season because you are tired and stale. So here go Giselle talking about what happened between Karen and Charisse didn't sit well with me. I feel Charisse's character was assassinated. Clearly, if there is anyone that's going to be the Queen of Potomac, it's going to be Charisse. Girl, like, you so late with this whole Queen of Potomac. Girl, Charisse ain't queen of nothing. She might be the king of Potomac, the court gesture of Potomac, but never the grande dame, the queen, okay? Like, girl, stop it. Karen has been the grand dame since season 1. She has been here since season 1. Now is one of the faces of Potomac. Charisse ain't did nothing, honey, but put y'all together to be on this show, and then got fired from from said show that she helped to cast. That shows a lot about you and your lack of star quality. You don't have it. You ain't gonna get it because you ain't got it. What movie is that? I know I didn't say it right, but what movie was that? Anywho, so Karen was like, you know what, since this conversation involves me, Giselle, just stop. Just stop while you ahead. Like, I don't want to have this conversation. It is what it is. It's done. And Robin Thomas, in this group, we're all held to the fire, but you're not. The behavior last night is completely contradictory to the woman Karen portrays herself to be, to try and flip a sincere gesture. And Karen was like, don't touch my mother. Don't do it. Ain't nobody talking about your mother. Yes, you are talking about my mother. This conversation is about my mama's funeral. Just because you might perceive what she did to be a kind gesture don't mean that that's how I took it, because I know the real and y'all know the real, and y'all just searching for a storyline and a way to get us to argue, and bringing up my mama is gonna make me mad. So Robin, how about you back the hell up, okay, and go shave your upper lip and shut up. So Charisse was like, I'm being accused of being desperate to be around this group, and I actually worked my ass off to get this group together. And Karen was like, you did a great job, but I wasn't on your list. And Charisse was like, I didn't even know you. And Karen was like, amen, exactly. Charisse was like, I mean, you should thank God for me, because you sat at my table and someone thought you were my friend. Yeah, right. I'm going to thank God, not for you, but thank God for the opportunity, okay? Because God put me in the right place at the right time to get where I needed to be. It ain't had nothing to do with you. Okay. So Robin Thompson, I think Karen didn't like that Charisse had all the connections to bringing this group together. Make it make sense. That makes absolutely no sense. It makes absolutely no sense what you're saying, Roberto. Please, it makes no sense at all. Why would she be jealous of that? Why? She's been on this show several seasons, one of the faces once again of the franchise. Why on God's green earth would she be jealous of somebody who, you're right, put this cast together, then got fired season 2, and has been begging to get back on the show via any storyline she could try to figure. She tried to come back on the show via Monique. That didn't work. Then you tried to come back this season via Karen. You got your little 5 minutes of fame back, okay? You came back with the same tired storyline that you left with season 2, accusing this lady of cheating on her husband, which once again, none of us care about. And then when you did come back, you didn't even come back full time. You came back as a friend of. Girl, sit down somewhere. But Karen jealous. So Karen was like, that's not true. Robin was like, one day, the world's going to see you for who you are. Just say you don't want her around. She ain't got to say that. She's shown that with her actions. So Karen and her confession was like, they just scared of Charisse because Charisse do got some shit on them. So Karen apologized to the group for, what happened. And Robin Thompson, you can apologize to the group, but not Charisse. On Twitter tonight, somebody said, by the name of Double Homicide, said, I don't know how Robin thinks she has any room to condemn Karen for icing out Charisse when she did the same thing to Wendy in the very same season. Like, these women are so contradictory of their own behavior. It's funny. And then the Peach Report tonight said, also, aren't these the same women who took issue with Monique, actually Charisse, trying to bring Sherman's ex Kendall around to get at Giselle, yet have no issue bringing Charisse around all season long to get at Karen? It's laughable at this point. Thank you. That's how you know that the option got together to come down on Karen, because Giselle, you caping for the same chick that tried to get Kendall on the show through Monique, because once again, she wasn't even on the show at that time, to bring you down when it came to the whole Sherman situation. Like, y'all so stupid and pressed and tired and late and so busy trying to have y'all storylines through other people because y'all ain't got nothing going on in y'all life. Girl, get out of here. And Candace speaks up and was like, this kind of triggered me because what y'all saying to Karen, well, what Robin, what you're saying to Karen is the same thing that Mia did to Wendy, trying to ice Wendy out or whatever. So Wendy and Mia get to going back and forth about the whole drink situation. And Mia says, I shared with you information that someone else said about you. I was being a friend. You didn't get the memo. And Wendy was like, what memo? You don't even know how to be a friend to someone for 30 years. Clearly, you don't get the memo. Yes, Wendy, read her ass for filth. Mia couldn't do nothing. Mia couldn't do nothing but purse them damn plastic lips of hers. So Wendy was like, I heard you're going around saying that I called your husband gay. And Mia was like, you did. She was like, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. She was like, how do you know I wasn't referring to you sleeping with other men? You just assumed that I was talking about your husband. So technically you told on yourself. Period. So then Wendy brings up Mia sleeping with Peter's girlfriend. And Mia was like, well, technically I had her first, so he was sleeping with my girlfriend. Now that was funny. That was funny. I got to give it to Mia. Everybody at the table was like, oh, okay. All right. So they steady going back and forth, and Wendy was like, you know, you showed your true character when you threw that drink at me, a gutter ass bitch. And everybody was looking like, ooh, and ooh. And pretty much that was it. Next week's episode is going to be Karen versus Robin, and I am here for this battle, honey. And I just want Karen to eat her up. Eat that man up, Karen, because I cannot stand Robin, and I hope that she does not come back next season, because Robin gets on my everlasting nerves. She talks in circles. Everything that she says is dumb, with no basis, no nothing. She tries to talk like she's so smart and just sounds so stupid half the time. Not even half the time. All the time. And y'all steady trying to use this whole Karen was cheating on Ray thing. That's going to come up next week with her showing the table this picture of blue eyes allegedly. My thing is, once again, we don't care. And it's obvious that y'all got that picture from Charisse. It's so obvious. Secondly, y'all mad. Robin, you mad because your roommate still don't want you. After all these years, that man just there to split the rent because he can't afford to live on his own paycheck. Giselle, you mad because I possibly got 2 niggas and you ain't even got one. Girl, I would read them for filth. Charisse, you look like a nigga. That's why you can't get a nigga. Like, I would have ate them up at that table. Tag me in, Karen, please. Oh my goodness. Overall, though, I'm going to give tonight's episode an A. It was quite messy, quite dramatic. The reads were everything. Can't wait for next week's episode. Y'all let me know how y'all felt about tonight's episode down below in the comment section. Let's talk. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.